kágbà mọ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́ o. Ọmọ aráyé o. Bó o sì rí ṣe ká fi ẹ́ ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ o. Ọmọ aráyé o. Oníyàwó tó dá ká bá ẹ fẹ́ o. Ọmọ aráyé o. Bíyàwó ẹ ò sì dá káyé mú sí ẹ o. Ọmọ aráyé o. Ènìyàn bí àparò lọ́mọ aráyé ń fẹ́ o. Ènìyàn bí àparò lọ́mọ aráyé ń fẹ́. Ènìyàn bí àparò lọ́mọ aráyé ń fẹ́ o. Ènìyàn bí àparò lọ́mọ aráyé ń fẹ́.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Èdè Ìgbò kì í ṣe ti bàbá mi. Wọ́n ní ń pe katapila, eyín mẹ́ta fò ṣánlẹ̀. Mo sọ òyìnbó títí mo gba sáfìrì kejì. Ajé kò la ṣe díẹ̀ lábẹ́ ṣe. Good morning, sir. Ajídé mo gbé ìbò. Good morning, sir. Ajídé mo gbé ìbò. Good morning, sir. Bàbá mi ń kọ́, ṣe bómi gbóná ní gbogbo wájọ ń mi. Ajé kò la ṣe tiẹ̀ lábí ṣe. Good morning, sir. bàbá mi wọ kẹ̀mbẹ́ ṣe báṣọ ní gbogbo wa jọ ń wọ̀ ajẹ́kọ̀ọ́lá ṣe tiẹ̀ lábẹ́ ṣe. Good morning sir, àdúgbò mo gbé yìnbó. 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 Ìjó òyìnbó kì í ṣe ti bàbá mi, òyìnbó jó tango, bàbá mi rè bàtà, ṣe bẹ́sẹ̀ ní gbogbo wa ń fi túlẹ̀, ajẹ́kọ̀ọ́lá ṣe díẹ̀ lábẹ́ ṣe. Good morning sir, àdúgbò mo gbé yìnbó. 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 Yeah. Good morning sir. I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside am I go live and die. I know my country, I no go lie. Now him and me go yap till I die. Ah! I won't begin with history. That war we fight in recent memory. Where music way come from Battle of Gun was Asian one. Me, I think I get cancer for me eye. That's the reason why. Cause when I look, una too I see. Make I explain, I think you go giddy. I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside am I go live and die. When it turn me so, I twist and so. It push me, I push am, I no go. Make you no worry, both nations be friends. Even when they fight, they soon make amends. When one back they itch, the other go scratch. When one lay egg, the other go hatch. Eggs na eggs, but some are rotten. But make I tell you, some are golden. I tell you my country no be one. I mean not to yesterday I born. I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside am I go live and die. I know my country, I no go lie. Now him and me go yap till I die. One go proud, the other so. Meek, one go high and hide and seek the lovings of whom I speak. And gone be high to the country seek. They walk, babon they chop, sweet pounded yam. Someday he go stop. I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside am I go live and die. When it told me so, I twist am so. He push me, I push him, I no go. One time we start ground not so high, like pyramid nearly reach the sky. Palm oil they flow from here to London. Cassava and now our fruits be champion. I could go compete with that of Ghana. Map the water to do the banana. Yam way big like restless thighs, which rice get fame like tapa rice. But now to eat in I have my budget. Food they cost like golden nugget. The rain way fall from open skies. He only float presidential rise.
Brother, hide. Where all this food disappear? My belly the rumble, I mean, you know here.
A country sick, a keep scratching in the city slums. Me, I satisfy with petrol drums. I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside I'm a go live and die. I know my country, I no go lie. Now him and me go yap till I die. The day they bring clean revolution, country sick thing, say he get salvation. He give a shout, he think at last. With clean revolution, he go end in fast. Education is good for me and you, so let's give praise where praise is due. Green revolution was most educative and incidentally most lucrative. Education alone chop 1/4 the budget to teach the farmer what he never forget. Posters left and right and center. When he turn me so, I twist him so. He push me, I push him, I no go. But that was nothing but shaking. A nation in need is my friend indeed. Summon the sheep, chemical analyzer to spell out the magic of fertilizer. Country sick hear me, I know be miser. Billions they hide for fertilizer. I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside I'm a go live and die. I know my country, I no go lie. Now him and
Yeah, we are ready.
yap till I die.
We are ready. We have our facilitator right with us here this morning, and is going to take us through the workshop stream number 9, Felix Oke, exploring medley as tool for DH scholars. Is of Anchor. Sorry. I'm used to when I'm teaching. That's where I sit also. So I'm used to. Yeah. No, I'm just when I teach that's where I sit. So I want to read this out standing here. Felix Oke is of Anchor University, Lagos. Felix Oke, please.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We're glad to actually come together to see in details, in person, the training that would need after now. And I would like to say from the onset that as long as you want to continue in your research as a digital humanist or as a humanities scholar or in various disciplines, you will need a tool or more to actually make your research workflow seamless. And that's the essence of bringing this as part of the workshop stream. Today we want to look out for a particular software, a reference manager software that will be useful for your citation as well as your research workflow. I mean, the whole workflow from getting a literature search to reading the literature search to writing your project thesis paper to citation and every process in the line. You know, writing is a process. So we want to see how do we maximize so that you can do other things with your time while the software does the work for you. So that's the summary of what we had today. Mainly it's a reference manager. Then, so that I won't step on toes, Mendeley is not the only reference manager. We have Zotero, we have EndNotes, we have RefWorks, we have Mendeley. We have them in numbers. Some of them are open source, some are proprietary based. So why we've decided to take a workshop on Mendeley, number one, it's an open source software, which you don't need to pay, you just need to download and run on your laptop or on your PC. But if you are familiar with other institutions, you would learn more on other reference managers, such as EndNotes, which is a paid version. Zotero is also popular in the US. So it depends on your location, your area of expertise. You could explore more reference manager. But for this workshop, would concentrate on Mendeley. I've set out some objectives for us to work with because that's how I work. Using this method, you would be able to move around the training without stress. So what we need to do now, I will enjoy every one of us to write down the objectives. If at the end of this workshop, you couldn't achieve any of these, then you know you've not learned anything at all. So let's set out the objectives from the beginning. One thing I should learn as maybe a first-time user of a reference manager called Mendeley, I should be able to collect my resources or research materials. I should be able to organize them in folders, just like our desktop screens are littered with several folders. They should be grouped in folders for easy citation, easy work. I should also be able to read on any platforms. I'm not with my laptop, I'm on my tab. I should be able to read that same document on my laptop while I'm walking maybe on the street or you are catching a flight or what have you. You should be able to, number 4, annotate. Annotate has to do with making extra notes, adding extra information on a particular material you're reading. So you can annotate same way without necessarily having access to your original PC. Then the last one, you should be able to cite. The diagram also captures my objectives. I have the first, the second, the third, the fourth. The middle one is the cite. The cite is the key because if you can organize, you can collect and read and annotate, but you can't cite. You know, if I take a sample now, some of us would have gotten 1 or 2 trainings on Mendeley. Mr. Walia, you could testify, but over time, he's not using it. Because what's the sense of getting a training? Then you can't, after now, lay your hands on a research paper and walk through the process without stress. So I'm bringing both new comers as well as old users on board so that we can work together. So from that perspective, that we can kickstart. Mendeley, as I've rightly said, it's a reference manager. One of the things you should learn from a reference manager is the cross platforms. Your ability to use that manager on any platform you decide or any platform you are working with currently. So it's not just an iOS application or Windows application. It works across all the platforms. You could actually install it on your desktop. You could decide to utilize somebody else's laptop and work on the web, just on your Google Chrome or any of your browsers. You could type in mendeley.com and you would have access to your own desktop without necessarily saying, bring my laptop from home or from somewhere. Then you could also work on mobile device, maybe on your tab. I've had experience of traveling without my laptop for one reason or the other, then I had to borrow somebody else's laptop over the sea, then I got my materials, then I went, presented, and I came back. But the challenge is, the benefit of such is your ability to connect those platforms together. We call it sync. If perhaps you have downloaded some materials on the web or browser, then you should be able to sync your platforms together, and that will be good to go. Okay? So the evidence now is we should be able to work across platforms and manage your documents, your materials on the same platform or different platforms. So the only thing you need to do, any platform you get to, just synchronize, because it's not magical. If you had worked on somebody else's laptop, then you're working on your own laptop with your username and password, you should be able to synchronize what you've done somewhere else so that it comes down to your original laptop without necessarily losing any material. So that's the essence of the cross-platforms system that works with the Mendeley material. So the first thing we need to do after now is to create an account. You must be a user before you can enjoy the software. So that's the first thing. You need to create an account. And what do you do? On your phone, if you have access to it, or on the desktop, if you have a mobile data, or any other way you can connect, just go to mendeley.com and create an account. Sign up, rather, with the different preferences, as you can see from the screen. So you can use your mobile device to actually create an account. While you get back to your laptop, then you sync. The account comes back to you. So let's start off from that note. Create an account by going to mendeley.com if you don't have an account already. Yes. Google Chrome. Yes. That would be a nice time to actually talk about cookies. Cookies is just spying on you, but you can accept it. You can, but you know, if on privacy matters, it's not necessary. But you should accept cookies. It's just to know what to do on your web, but not any harm. So let's create an account from your phone. That could be very fast. If you can't get it done on your system, create an account, fill in the preferences. I want us to work together on that note. If you don't have it already, create an account. But if you have it, Google mendeley.com. Just click on or one, then you can create an account on the page. So everybody, I want us to load that site now by creating an account. That's the first thing. And so if you can create an account, then you'll be able to access your files, your documents, anytime, any day. So let's see, Mr. Walia, you can come up. You can assist me to check up what's going on since you have an access before. Mr. Frank, you have an access to Mendeley before? So you can move around also to assist others to see how it could work effortlessly. So let's ensure we create an account. Some of us already have it, so we can assist others to get it on board. The next item, after we create an account, is to download the reference manager. So let me demonstrate for us on the screen here. So if you Google mendeley.com, the first thing is to create an account. As you can see on the screen. Just on your laptop, on your phone, Google mendeley.com, then create an account. So since I've already had the account, that's why you have my login details coming up. But for some of us new users, this is what you see on your screen. mendeley.com. On your phone, on your laptop, on any of your devices, you could actually create an account and start from this. So you can see it on the screen. Create an account, fill the preferences, your humanities, your heart, your email address, your password, and ensure it's signed in, showing this platform. So if you had signed in successfully, you have this on your screen. So can I get that from anybody? So if you are successful with your account creation, you have what you have on the screen. Welcome to Mendeley. That's the first thing you need to do. Welcome to Mendeley. Put your email address, the one you would remember over time. Your email address. Any email address that you think you can access anytime. Okay, that's fine. So, if we are successful with the account creation, on the platform, we have items for us to download. The first one is the reference manager. The next one is a web importer. And the last one is a citation plugin. So, the first thing we do is, after we've created the account, reference manager, web importer, and site manager. So the first thing under download is reference manager. The second one is web importer. The third one is citation plugin. These three will be demonstrated for us today. I'll be able to utilize them in writing, in anything you want to do as regards reference management system. So let's see how far we can go with that, since we got started with account creation. And we've gotten the page on with our reference, welcome to Mendeley as the home page. So from there, you can start building up your library. First thing, create an account. Next is to download three major applications. One is the reference manager. That is the manager that would organize your work, arrange them in folders for you, and you'll be able to use it after now. The next one is for you to download the web importer. That's a Microsoft Word add-on that you can use subsequently. Then the last one is citation manager. That will help you to cite without necessarily going back to your Mendeley desktop. Now, from previous experiences, Mendeley desktop is a version that is being housed on your laptop, while the reference manager is the one that you can have access to either on the web or across platform. So for the Mendeley desktop, what you see, the first thing you see is how you can manage your folders, how you can create folders and manage folders. That's the first plane. The second one, the middle plane, is the list of documents you've uploaded in the desktop. And the last one is the detail, information about each file you've uploaded on the Mendeley desktop. The challenge now is, if you upload documents, you need to confirm the basic information, the author, the year, the page number, and the rest, so that when you begin to cite, you would cite correctly. Because if you don't check up the details of each file you've uploaded into the manager, that's the same way you're going to have it when you cite in the document. So the first one is the list of pages or folders you've created. The next middle one is the display of each item you have in the folder. And the last one is the detailed information. Next, you will also observe that the same kind of environment you have in a desktop manager is similar to what you have in a web. And that's what we started with across platforms. By the time you just created an account now, you will notice the same view of what you have previously is similar to what we have on the web. What do you have on the web? You also have the list displaying the folders you've created. Next, you have the list of items in the folder. And the last one, you have the detailed information of that folder. So that's the second platform. Now, this is how the reference manager works. While we still work on creating an account, let's see how we can follow, run, and we can get the details while we demonstrate. From a PDF or a document file, you can get your references either from the PDF or your document file, or from the internet. Maybe you search a particular document and you want to use that document in your research. You can get it from the internet. So from either a ready made document in your system or a paper that you would like to reference in your next article. What do? You can add such paper to your library so that you can use it conveniently. So it works from a file. You could also use it directly from online. Any results you can find online can be sent to your library. Any search results you can find on Google or on any journal or outlet, just like JSTOR, you don't need to download it. With an icon, you add it to your library, you get it back in the library. So not necessarily I should create and upload 1001 folders on my desktop. I work directly from what's on the web and send it to the library. What Mendeley really needs is data about data. We need the metadata of the documents you want to use in referencing, such as author, year, page number, DOI, digital object identifier, abstract, any information that will help me to get the paper and work on it. That's what Mendeley extracts from the document. So if you have the document on your desktop, fine. If you have it on the web, fine. Once you click Add to the library from the web, it extracts the metadata and send it to your desktop so that when you want to cite, you pick it. It seems as if it's the original document, but it's the information about that document Mendeley works with. But why do we need the document on our desktop? So that we can read and annotate. But if you want to save yourself of the stress, you can work directly online. You know, it's a cloud-based storage. So not necessarily you have 1,000 books on your system, you feel your system is too heavy. You could work directly from the web and get the information down to your desktop. The next item from the second objective is to organize your folder. So let's take a look at how it works. How do I set up my library? Just like you have different folders on your desktop as it were now, when you create an account and you download the reference manager, you should be able to upload from your system into the Mendeley desktop. Let's take a look at this. You should have this. Remember, I told us 3 items to download, the reference manager. So I want to load my Mendeley desktop, the one I've downloaded already, and I've signed in using the same preference that I used when I created an account with Mendeley Web. So once you download this, log in with your username and password, the same reference you had earlier on the web. Don't forget, one of the things we started with is cross-platforms. I've created an account on the web. I've downloaded, installed the reference manager on my PC. Once I launch it, I should be able to fill in my preferences and have the same look, the same experience that I already had on the web. So the first thing is to do is to sign in with your Mendeley desktop. Then if it's successful, you have a view of what you had already on the reference manager. Just a minute. So what do we see? This is the Mendeley desktop, the one on your PC. And this is the view. How do you walk around the Mendeley desktop? Don't forget, I have materials gotten from different web and from different sources. The first thing is to create folders from my system and upload my PDF or my files into the folder. Don't forget, it's saved in the cloud, so you can relieve your PC from the heavy documents, as it were, that you had already. So the first thing is to do is come to hard menu, click on hard menu, then you see create a folder. So if you come down here, you can create a folder with this. Give it the folder a name. Training, for instance. So once we create a folder called training, then you can pull or add any of your documents that you have on your system from that folder. So I take this, for instance, I've created a folder called training. I click on add button. It takes me to my system. I upload any material relevant to training into it. Once you do that, it loads, then it syncs on your desktop. So the first thing we need to do is to create different folders. The same way we have folders on our desktop, let's have that similar folders on our Mendeley hub. So what do? I can pick any material from my download that I know it will be useful. This, any other material on PDF, this. Then you could send it to your desktop. Don't forget, I told us this is the first thing, different folders we've created. This is the second one, the list of the item you have on the screen. Then this is the third one, the display, details, the information, the author. You can see this author has this Arabic name. So you need to confirm the details of such. So as many folders as possible, you can create different. I've created a folder called identity, and I've uploaded all my materials on identity that I want to use for research. Anytime you want to work on a particular project, just like project group we had yesterday, We can create a folder for our group on it and upload materials we want to use. This is the advantage. I am working on part 1. Once you are done, this next person will pick it up from that same folder and continue on part 2. Since we have access to the same material, you can upload, anybody can upload from the group. So a group leader for each group could decide to work on creating a folder on Mendeley and upload materials that we will need to use. Another instance is the Voyant we learned 2 days ago. We can decide to upload those materials we sent to our group page and create a folder called Voyant and send in those materials for their use. It will be useful for us to see how we can navigate from creating a folder and get more materials from it. Don't forget, the first objective is to what? To collect. So I can collect from my folders, from my system. How do I collect from Google? Let's take an instance from here. I go to Google search. I click on Google. Can anybody give me the topic or a material you want me to search if it's available on the Google so I can get it and send it to the library? Anybody? Oh. What do you say? Okay, handbook. Yeah. Okay. Successfully, you've created an account. The next item is down the page where you had mendeley.com. You see downloads. You need to download the applications. Mendeley. Number 1 is the reference manager. And that's what I'm working on. Since I've downloaded manager, I could conveniently upload my papers, articles, books into it. Let me take an example from here. Handbook. Okay, for instance, I have automatical induction. How do I send this material to Mendeley desktop? Provided the material is available online and you have access to read either from any of the online outlets. Once you can pick it from online, then you can directly either download it or you send to your folder. This one is going down to my system as a download. So when I go back to my Mendeley app, Mendeley desktop, I go to the folder called training, the one I've just created. I go to my hard, then it opens my PC. I go to download and check the 2 rootlets I was downloaded into. So I can pick the 2 and load it. So we have it on my Mendeley desktop now. From the download from the Google search into the Mendeley desktop. How do I collect materials? I can collect materials from my folders. Number 2, I can collect material from the web. So this is the first thing you do before you begin to write your articles or read about them. So any preference you have, just go to your Mendeley desktop, add more materials as much as possible, materials that will be necessary. Then create folders based on your recent work. Don't overload. If I move around and check our desktop, normal desktop, you see different, e.g. Toshiba White, different folders littered on the screen. Why don't you organize them in your Mendeley desktop app? Create based on your research engagements. Create folder about metaphor. Maybe you're working on metaphor. Put them together. Put books on metaphor only inside that work. You're working on introduction on a particular thesis. Create a folder on that. Put materials solely for that purpose. So that when you want to call for that material, you won't search around. Some of us, if I asked us, give me the documents in your system, you need to search and search and search. I kept it in this folder, it's in this folder. You could actually reduce the workflow or the energy you exert on searching. Create folder based on what you want to do. It would help you when you want to write. So if I had created a folder on training and I've uploaded Routledge, variant of finite mathematical induction, and another one. From this Mendeley desktop, I can access the material and read. Objective 1, you need to collect. Objective 2, you need to organize your library based on what you want to do. What's objective 3? I can read directly on my any platform, on the mobile device, on the web, or your PC. And the essence now is I don't need to be to go back to my system and be opening the document I want to work on. Maybe you are on transit and you have access to your phone and you have access to mendeley.com and you've uploaded those materials on your mendeley.com. You can read while people are chatting. You could just continue your work. So how do I do that? Once I double click any material I want to work with this way, I read and work on it effortlessly. You read, you highlight. Maybe you want to copy and work this paragraph for your subsequent paragraphs through in your work. You could decide to annotate. You could decide to add color to it. You could decide to paint this one yellow for chapter 1, so that when you want to sit down and do the real work, you just pick all yellow colors for your chapter 1 and bring it to your Word document and begin to internalize, or you try and see, okay, this is what the author A is saying, author B is saying this. How do I merge them? How do I criticize? How do I work critically on those materials and get a result? So you can add notes to it so that by the time you want to pick it up, you know exactly what you're working on. I can add a note to this, chapter 1, if this will be useful for chapter 1, so that by the time I'll be picking it, I will get it there. Even when I close this page and I open my Mendeley on another platform, I will see that book and the notes I've made on it as chapter 1. Useful for chapter 2. Just make a note that you can work on. Then you could decide to copy the whole paragraph into your Word document this way. Just copy and paste it somewhere. Or you copy and come towards my right-hand side, note, and keep it here to save the time. Since you don't have access to your Word document on transit, just keep it there so that you will pick it up and use after now. So the essence of objective 3 is to read and annotate. Linking to 4, read on any platform, make notes, criticize what you're reading. We should go beyond copying and pasting. Let's see, what is this author saying? What's my thoughts, my reflections on this paragraph? So I can make my reflections here on finite forms of mathematical induction. So I could actually say the author asserts different forms of mathematical induction, namely weak, strong, and backward, to name a few. Then I copy my annotation, my thoughts. I send it to my Word document so that when I want to write, I can pick it up from there. So that's the essence of getting to read and annotate. Don't forget, beside collecting materials, you need to put your books in proper folders so that you can pick it up when you want to use it. The next one, since I've been able to pick my materials, I've organized them, is for us to also get a particular icon that will download any material, just like your video downloader. When you on the search and you see a video popping up, your downloader pops up to tell you that you need this item. Same way, Mendeley Web Importer has been designed to pick material from the web and send it to your library. Let's take a look at this. This is what you need to do first. To work on Mendeley Importer, you need to first download it. It's an add-on on any of your browser, be it Google Chrome, or Safari, or IE, Internet Explorer, or Firefox. So the first thing you need to do is, I want to import materials, not necessarily on my laptop, but I want to send it to my library. So let's take a look at this. You can go to this search Once it opens, it gives you access to download the web importer. So just Google Mendeley.com or Mendeley Web Importer. So once you do this, you can get this directly. I'm using Firefox. Once you install it as an add-on, it works permanently on your system, on your browser. So if I have a material on Google, just like the example I cited on, I can pick it up without necessarily downloading it into my laptop, as it were. This logo comes up. This web importer, red logo on my tax bar or my bar comes up this way. This logo, red, that's the web importer logo. When you see materials you want to pick, just click this logo. Don't forget what we started from. There's a web importer that you must download to your browser as an add-on. Once you download it and you see a document you want to use, not necessarily download the document into your system. It occupies space. Use the web importer and it picks it up and send it to your library. Let me take a look. Let's take an instance from here. Since I need to sign in with my preference, the one I use to create an account, so that I can have access to the web importer on Google Chrome. Now that I've signed in, the document comes up this way. From here, you can pick any material that you feel you want to use directly and send it to your library. So once you load a document, you click the web importer. It should display the information about that document so that you can confirm the details that the document is correct, and that's what I want to use. So once the document comes up, you can decide to check it up, you can decide to pick it directly, you can decide to confirm where you want to send it. Any document that you feel will be good for you, just pick it up and add the document directly to your library. So once you click the add button, it sends directly to your system, not necessarily downloading the book to your desktop. Don't forget that I told us earlier that the essence of the web importer is to import the metadata about that book into your reference manager, not necessarily downloading the entire book to save space. So that's the next one you need to work with. Just go online, type Mendeley Web Importer, follow the instruction, click on it, then it's added to your browser towards the right top hand side of the browser, either Google Chrome or any browser you work with. So once that is done, keep working, keep searching for books, pick it up, just like your video downloader. Pick it up, then you can confirm. By the time you come back to your Mendeley desktop, please, you need to come up and work on how to sync. You need to sync your Mendeley desktop so that the recent items you've downloaded would be visible on it. If you download from the web or from somewhere else, you need to know that without the synchronized button, those items will not come back. So what you need to do is just to synchronize it so that you can pick the items you have worked with. What becomes the reality? If the item, the book, is not on the web, you don't have it as PDF, you have it as hard copy in the library. How do you send it to your Mendeley desktop? Anybody? Walia? The book is not available on the web. 1918 book in the university library, hard copy.
When you open the desktop, up there you click where you will enter it by yourself. You enter the data, like the reference. It depends on any kind of reference style that you have, but you enter the metadata of that reference, all. Then it will be saved into your data, into your library, reference library.
Thank you, that's absolute. You had entry manually. So just go to File, click Add Entry Manually. You can find it in the web. It's not on your system, but it's on hard copy. And you need that material for your work. So when you go to File, click Add Entry Manually. don't forget, Mendeley works with metadata. Supply the metadata: author, year, volume, issue, pages, and what have you. And once you do that, it goes around and picks the necessary information and it saves it on the web. So the challenge would not be that I don't have access to the e-copy. You may not have access to the e-copy. If you pick any book, just open to the first page or second page, you see the metadata, the copyright, the year of publication, the place of publication, the publisher, and everything. Just enter the same information on the ISSN, as it were, ISBN. If it has any other identifier, put it in manually from the original book, what you used, or a material you have used somewhere, and to use it conveniently. So that's how it works for manual. A particular browser. So the issue of it doesn't work with my Chrome or Mozilla or Firefox wouldn't be there. Any browser you are familiar or you convenient to work with, conveniently download the web importer and use it on the web. Then the item I mentioned the other time is the sync button, that you work across platforms. You need to synchronize what you're doing across platforms so that you don't necessarily lose your data. If by chance you had used somebody else's laptop, your data sync Y and C, so that is sync, you have the same information on your system. So don't forget, if you work on somebody system, go back to your system and press the sync button. It saves you a lot and you wouldn't lose any data. Or somebody will say, my system crashed. You don't need to bother yourself. If you work on the sync button, all the information will still be retained, since you work on cloud-based, not necessarily on your desktop. The sync button is visible on your desktop, Mendeley desktop. This button under the menu bar, we have add, folders, related, sync, then site. So once we click on sync, it loads your Manda and picks any material you worked on and add this to this desktop, so that you'll be on the safer side. The next item, since I was able to organize my library into folders, I've created different items, different folders for the library. Then the new form now is, how do I work conveniently? How do I write on a particular project? And how do I cite version? If you have it on your system, you click on tools. You need to install MS List Citation Manager. So if you install MS plugin, it will install on your Microsoft Word, so that you can use it after now when you want to cite and make bibliography of your research. So what you need to do is to install MS plugin, and it comes up this way on your Word document. So let's turn to our system now. Open the Word document to confirm what you've just done. Open a new Word document. Then check references. When you open a new Word document, check references. From there, you will see the Mendeley logo showing as a citation-o-matic. That is, the manager is installed to your Word. Some of us are using different document version, WPS, REST, but it's quite working well with your MS plugin. Okay, it's showing that you've not installed the MS plugin. So if you go to just open a document, open your Microsoft Word, item, additional information that you can use conveniently. Let's go to our everybody. Just go to .com. Come down under download. Click citation plugin. Scroll down, mendeley.com. Go down to the last page. Your Mozilla or Google Chrome. Click on citation plugin. So try and load the citation plugin to your system. The last page. Go to browser. Go to mendeley.com. This way. Click on citation plugin and download. Yes. This is web importer. You need to go back to mendeley.com. Then you check on that download. Everybody, you can see from the screen. Click on citation plugin. Go to your browser. Successful. So you have it already. Go to mendeley.com. Install the Mendeley site. Everybody, just click on the red button. So this way, once you click on citation plugin, you can install it on your system. Instead of downloading the MS Word, it comes up to your document directly. So let's click on the red button, get Mendeley site. Go down the page, see download, right? Click on the last item, downloads, then the last one. So you can install. So once you do that, open a Word document. You will see the menu coming up. So there are two things you need to pick from here. It's either you work directly from your desktop manager if you had installed it, go to Tools, click on Install MS Plugin, or you go to the mendeley.com, click on Install Citation Plugin. So either of the two would work conveniently when you want to write and cite. So for some of us, we already had the desktop manager on our system. Just go to Tools, Install Citation Plugin. Open a Word document, go to References. You will see the red logo showing that it's already installed. That's the only way you can work conveniently to cite while you work. Confirm your Microsoft details. This works perfectly. In addition to this, you can go to the mendeley.com. So yes, you can load just like a citation app from mendeley.com, the citation manager. It also pops up this way. Sorry. So if you open a Word document, you could either see references and get the two items there, or you download a citation manager. It shows towards your right, as you can see from the screen, and that works with you when you want to write. Some of us have gotten the citation manager already installed on the Word document. So let's take a sample from anybody. Type in anything to the Word document. Open a Word document. It's your Microsoft Office not working? Okay, an Outlook account. So if you can create an account, yes. Ensure it's added to your Word document. Okay, it's working perfectly. Check towards the right hand side. What do you see there? Under References. Click on References on the menu bar. What do you see under References? Since you have installed it already, it should come up towards the right. So just sign in. You need to confirm your Outlook account if it's correct. You need to create one so that you can use Microsoft. So this is the essence of the last objective. The last objective is I'm working on a system. There is a machine, for instance, called finite module. And I want to cite this paragraph, or I've copied something from my desktop, the one I kept in the notes. I want to cite it conveniently. I want to push it into my Word document so that I can cite it this way. You've copied, you've reflected on some items from a particular material, then I need to cite that same document conveniently without necessarily losing any data. So what do you need to do? Copy the information you want to work with on the Word document. Click on Mendeley Cite if you have successfully installed it on your MS Word. Once you click on Mendeley Cite, it pops up towards the right, indicating different materials that might be relevant from your reading item, from your reading desktop. So it pops up this way to show this is the material I want to use. Variant. That's where I copied the item from. The next item is I'm writing and I want to cite immediately both the in-text and the bibliography. If you have successfully installed citation plugin, without the citation plugin, you can't use it on the MS Word. So if it's there showing under references, that shows you have installed it. So what you need to do is work on any document, type in your chapter 1 or paragraph 1, just like I did. I had copied from a paragraph from the book on finite mathematics induction. Then I want to use that same paragraph and cite it conveniently. So what I do is I paste it into the Word document. Then from there, I select from the Mendeley site the material I have used. Then I click Insert Citation. It comes up here as in text. That's the first thing. You can see the name of the author, comma, year. Insert citation. Maybe perhaps you want to change the citation style. We have over 1,600 citation style. Maybe the author or the publisher says you should use IEEE. What do you need to do? Click on citation style. Locate IEEE and click. Once you do that, it changes the in-text immediately to the style you've chosen. You can see from the screen it's indicating 1. More, I still need to, not just to work on citation in the body, I need to show the list of bibliographies I've used, or references as it's called. So just put your cursor where you want the references to be, this way. So once we click on more, you click on inside bibliography and click on continue. The bibliography reference comes down. So as long as you keep working, keep annotating, keep working on the document, you can cite conveniently. You can decide to pick another material, the Arabic author, then you pick it this way, click on inside citation, it comes down way, and the other one comes down the bibliography. So the essence of the reference manager is when I keep working on a particular document on my MS Word, I can cite in the body and it works for me at the bibliography reference. So I don't need to come back again and be typing bibliography or be checking your notepad to see what you have written, author year. No. So as much as possible, in the first instance we've clicked on inside citation, I'm using IEEE. Let's imagine the author or the publisher says, I should change the style to Vancouver, maybe a reference household style. I come to my citation style, I locate Vancouver, I click on it and update citation. Everything will change immediately. Maybe we are familiar with MLA. Then you click on MLA. You click on MLA, then you click and it updates itself. So let me change it to APA. If APA is what I should use, I just come here, I pick APA, Psychological Association, 7th edition, you update it, and everything will change. Or you are in political science, American Political Science Association, ABS, you click on update, and it changes to this. So it depends on the reference style. Or CMS, 17th edition, Chicago Manner of Style. You click on the update citation and it changes immediately. So the issue of, I've been battling with my citation for the past 1 week. The author or the editor insists that I should use CMS 17th edition. And the last one I could see online is the 16th edition. How do I adjust to it? Since you have it on your decks, on your Mendeley will adjust all the citation styles for you. You would have an experience. You submitted a paper last week, and the author says, change it to nature. You wonder who is going to help you how to change all the references to nature. Just come back to the document, click on citation style, select nature, update it, and you send it back to the author within 5 minutes. I'm done with the citation as you required. So the issue is we should ensure, if you want to manipulate your reference styles or citation, ensure you start that project using Mendeley on your Word document. The magic doesn't come from, hello, I've done a paper, I've worked on a paper, I didn't use Mendeley. So you want Mendeley to do the magic for you. Any research you want to engage as from now onward, start using it on your MS Word where you have your Mendeley installed. So that you want to change the styles over time, you can begin to change them from one reference style to another. You know, the experience we've had over time, you're working on a publication and the author, the publisher, editor says you had missed a citation from the body. Or maybe you copied and pasted from somebody else's bibliography. You downloaded it on your own bibliography. Some editors will be smart to tell you this material wasn't used in the body. So what do? Most times what you do is you just expunge that paragraph. You remove the paragraph so that you have a good sleeping night, because you can't get the references again. Maybe you worked on in the library and you forgot to write the metadata, the reference information. And by the time you went back to the library, some undergraduate students have taken the book from Sciences to Humanities. So you couldn't locate the original book again. You couldn't locate this is the same shelf I've been using this book. But by the time you get there, because that's the only book in the USA library, somebody has kept it in another faculty for use, for personal use. So what do? Instead of going with notepads, jotter, writing references, just use your Mendeley reference manager and use it conveniently. You wouldn't have issue. If you are an editor and they are submitting 20 publications and you want to retain same reference style, even though the different authors might have used separate different reference styles, just collect them. Then use your Mendeley. Click a button. All the pages will adjust itself and you have the same thing. So the issue of battling with getting materials, one thing I've done over time before now, if you give your chapter for me to read, I will sit down and be writing the references you use in text. You had used 20. I'll now go back to your references at the back. I want to confirm if those 20s were there. It's a waste of time. You don't need to be doing such works. And in addition to this, the global space we have now, you can decide to use a material 2021 publication. Some supervisor will tell you 1998 is outdated. Then, of course, there is a review of your references. They review your reference this way to check the range, 2010 to 2015, 2015 to 2020. Most of our references might be maybe outdated. Outdated in what sense? If they are canonical books, you must reference them, even though they are 1918. But we need recent publications reflecting on the work. If you are working on cultural data analytics and you've not read Lev Manovic 2021, how do you want to do that? Or you're working on digital humanities in Africa and you've not read 2021 Black Atlantic. How do you want to do that? So what you do is you go search for the material. What I need is the metadata. I use my reference manager to pick the material from online, send it to my library, then I can use. You could imagine if you have 2021 publications on your references as a new latest information. Then the author or the writer or the editor would feel, okay, you are updated, despite the fact that you have 1918 online with your material. So the issue of getting recent publications to add up to our materials wouldn't be a problem. As long as it exists in the web or it's in a physical object, you can add it manually and you can still get the same experience. Now, what do I do more? How do I get additional material to work with? You shouldn't be stranded. If you're working on a new area, the usual information is, I don't have materials. That should be a thing of the past. What do you need to do? Mendeley Reference Manager has created a Mendeley search. So if you click on mendeley.com and put /search, type any topic as new as you can find it. Visual images. And you wouldn't want to use Roland Barthes. Maybe it's becoming an orator or an author that is overused. You want to use recent publications on semiotics. Just go to mendeley.com//search. Type in any topic. Cultural, for instance, analytics. You'll be surprised to see the drop down. So, if I have this information, I'm working on cultural data analytics, then I could just put mendeley.com/search. Type in the topic or the concept. You see different information coming on board. The science of culture, images as data, big data analytics, cultural viz, cultural analytics. This is the 2020. It was published last year by Manovic Leach. So what do? From this search, you go get full text, if it's available online. Or you use view in my library. Or you use any other information. So if I click get full text, if it's available online, 2020 book, then you can access it. But if it's not available online, access the metadata, send it to your library. So let's see what comes up. This is the book, Cultural Analytics. Beside the fact that I have a copy, but I still feel I can still get it online, or you pay through Amazon or any other method. But I need information so that I can reference this in my work. So this is the material coming up. You can get a PDF in here. You can click on it and get it to your reference directly. So the issue of I don't have latest documents or material to work with should be story of the past. So any material you see, you can see it, you can see view in my library. Let me use this as an example. The science of culture, social computing, digital humanities, and cultural analytics. See the plus sign, add to my library. It's added. What do? I go back to the Mendeley desktop and sync for it to come up. If I don't do that, it's only added to the globe. So any material you see online from mendeley.com/search. Let's take another example from anybody. Just give me something to work on. Let's work on a particular topic together and see if we can get materials on it. African literature. African literature. So these are the materials on it. Unsettling fictions. Relationality as decolonial method in Native American and South African literature. So you could see post-global to post-truth. Any material you need here, of course, the search has numerous items. You should be able to limit it to the ones that will be useful. So once you pick anyone that will be useful, I need to read on remapping African literature. I click add to my library. It's in my library already. So it depends on what exactly you want to do. So the first thing, let's put it down, how to search using Mendeley. Just click on mendeley.com/search. You have any material in the database. The next item is fine. It's good enough we're coming from different parts of Africa. You could also join the Mendeley Advisor community to train people in your institution or in your research clusters when you get back home. So what you need to do is to join the Mendeley Advisor community. It gives you access to materials, access to training. You could see, or one of us was last year or last 2 years was a community member. Then he was able to train his institution from his own base. So you can become a member by joining the advisor committee. It doesn't cost you anything, just register, then create an event. The event we are on now, if you create an event online, then they send you attempts to train people with the certificates. Then you could also extend it to other clusters around. So when we go back to our various countries, you can decide to develop your interest in using a reference manager and become a member. So once you become a member, create an event, then put a date in it, and that will be working fine for you. The next item is to actually, beyond citation, beyond research workflow, what do we do? Beyond citation, beyond research workflow, we have this for us. I've noticed now that some of us, beside the fact that we don't have materials, we don't even know how to go about it. So I provided links for us. We can download materials from JSTOR, Journal Store. Some of us would have an account can work with. The next item is, if you Google Library Genesis, you have numerous books. Just type the name of the author or the name of the book you're looking at for. I mean book. I mean book. So you can work on journal using Journal Store. You can use Library Genesis to get recent books, handbooks, any book you want. Linguistic Library is just an example. It's a Telegram page library that houses over 10,000 books on linguistics, languages, literature. You can decide to search for your own field. Go to your Telegram. Search for anything you want, even on Telegram, a social media message platform. You can imagine you have libraries in it. So once you go to Telegram, just search for maybe French literature. Yes, it's surprising. Yes. That's interesting. This is my Telegram. This is my Telegram, for instance, as you can see from the screen. This is my Telegram. Now it pops up. I need books on language. I just put language, for instance. It comes up this way to tell me, say, linguistic library. Then I click. We have 28,000 subscribers. That's not enough. We have over 15,000 books. So what do? I need book on pragmatics, for instance, from the linguistic library. Pragmatics. I click search from the linguistic library. You'll be surprised. Routledge Handbook of Pragmatics is in it. You'll be surprised. Handbooks of Japanese semantics and pragmatics in it. Studies in language variation is in it. Or you are familiar with a particular author. Maybe May, Jacob May. Maybe you know Jacob May and you want to read about Jacob May. You'll be surprised. Every information, books about. Take for instance, this one I've just clicked. I bought it hard copy, over 15,000 naira. Big. After buying it, I discovered it's on Telegram. With just a click. I have it in my shelf in the office. Big, this same book, this same color. An encyclopedia. Of course, you will rule out the essence of having a hard copy, but it's very funny that the same hard copy, with a click, I get it on Telegram. So, the last item before I go is a science hub. If you come across any article that has DOI, Digital Object Identifier, copy the DOI, put it on Science Hub. So if you Google search, Science Hub is a Russian platform to make open access for articles. So just Google Science Hub. You see the page coming up with a bird trying to pick up the material. Let's take an example from here while we close for this training. This is an example. Just on my Google search, I click on Science Hub. SCI Hub, Hub. It comes up this way. No, on Google search, SCI dash hub. So from there you can actually so any information that you would need will be made available to us after now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, yes. We want to just appreciate our brother once more again. Thank you very much. Please, we want to just take question now so that. Oh, sister, the name. You know that you introduce yourself to us. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful presentation. I am Oluwatoyin Odutola from Olabisi Onabanjo University. This presentation buttressed my comments on the Google form last night. I said I would like to have more indigenous examples and presentations. So I'm so happy for this. Now I have 3 questions, but along the line you answered one already. Because I'm someone, by the time I want to write a paper or anything, I have one higher education for my references. So before I write a sentence, I make sure I put it down. So since Mendeley can do that for me, I am so happy for that. And using different styles, I really appreciate that. Now I am someone by the side, I do some things, I run some things, so I'm always on the road. And most times I don't carry my laptops. So I'm so happy that you say I can work on Mendeley using my mobile phone. So what I want to ask is, when I do things on my phone, do I have to store them in the clouds before I can access them when I get to my laptop, or I should just do them on Mendeley app, then go to my laptop, then sync? I don't need to save them on clouds or anything. Now, if you see my laptop, I'm one of the people that you spoke about. I have different kinds of folders on my screen. So are you trying to tell me that I can pack all these folders into Mendeley app, and so if I put on my screen, the only thing you see is the Mendeley? Is that what you're saying, sir? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Felix. Okay. I want to find out, some of the sites you showed us, it seems some of them might be illegitimate sites, and then the issue of copyright. So how do we handle it? Is there a policy with Mendeley that ensures that users don't violate copyright, you know? We need to be clear about it so that we won't just download books that we are not supposed to download. Just like we saw from the Telegram group, the Encyclopedia of Pragmatics, I think some of them might be illegitimate. Please clarify. Thank you.
Okay. Now we still have only one person. Then, okay, 2. Please be fast because we are going to another session. Please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Oluwayemi Adebomi. I really do not have a question. What I have is a request. Since this is a homemade, permit my adjective, presentation, I want to request that, I don't know, Dr. Felix Oke makes this presentation available to us. Not the YouTube link, the slides, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Felix, for you've had an excellent presentation. I really enjoyed it. I want to find out from you, what is the guarantee or the copyright protection of what we put on Mendeley? Let's know, because we have very important documents in our desktop. If you upload them in Mendeley, all your copyrights preserved for the documents?
Thank you, everyone. I would like to start from the last speaker. The essence of uploading documents in your reference manager is for you to reuse them for your research. Typical of such documents should include PDF files that you want to read, annotate, and reuse, not a certificate, not personal information. I mean, document that you want to use for your research, upload such on your file. And that tallies with your question, not to arrange all the desktop items on your PC into Mendeley. I mean, the current ongoing research, what you're doing, not necessary to pack all the desktop items into Mendeley. What you're working on, just upload them into Mendeley, such as PDFs. So, and you know, PDFs that we got from the website would have fulfilled, certified some copyright issues too, or copyright right. I mean, what document works? PPT that you want to use subsequently in your information or your research. That's fine. Then it connects also to the fact that not just the copyright issues, I would say emphatically concentrate on mendeley.com/search. Any material you get in from that web search has no copyright violations. I mean, let's concentrate on the mendeley.com/search button. Any material you get on that site, authentic site, it doesn't violate copyright issues. So we could be silent on other sites with copyright violations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Felix. Please, right now, we are going into the practical aspect of the text analysis we have learned. Please, we would divide ourselves into group. How many people have Voyant on their system so that we'll know what to do now before I will say the next thing? If you have Voyant on your system or you have internet connection, now Brother Felix will help us with the Voyant installation now. Please, we are going to pick text. Huh? Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. You know, because the internet is not. If you have internet connection, go to voyant-tools.org. You Google Voyant tools, and get. Just go to Google, click, type in Voyant tools. We want to do practical now, please. Now there's Gutenberg collection of library that's free. So you go there and download any old book that you know, whether Shakespeare, Hamlet, by Shakespeare. If you're in French, you download Batouala. Yes, if you can download Batouala for free from that Gutenberg. Please let him just. Sir James, project that Gutenberg library for us. Gutenberg library website, please. Help us on that presentation. Help us project. Just click on this word. No, it's not download, please. Please. You can Google Project Gutenberg from your edition. Gutenberg is G-U. Show on the screen, please, the last reference that he gave us. Project Gutenberg. Let please www.gutenberg.org. Gutenberg. Now, here in this library, anything that you take from that library is free. I say why it is free is that because they are old books. Now you select any text you want to analyze. You download as text, please, not PDF. Please let us have three people as we have this. And let me see how many people can present for us what they have learned from the Voyant text analysis. Please, you have Voyant here already. Okay. Now go to that Gutenberg. Now leave this one. Go to Google. Get that text, any text. Please, let me just go to Google. Just type Hamlet by Shakespeare. Just at the end, put dot. In that Google, put Hamlet, then dot txt. You get the text version, please. Yes. I said Google Hamlet, dot txt. Yeah, let it be the same text. Just do this thing that I asked you to do, please, so that we can get the text. We are wasting time. Just dot txt. Yes, you get the text version. Txt. Did you see something there? .txt. Google it. You see a version, text version. Yes, txt. No, just go like that so that you can get the extension. Text, just click. No, text. What did you see there? Yeah. No, TX. Is there right? Please, it's on the screen. Just look at the screen, please. Just look at the screen. Download this text, please. See. Click here. Let it download into your system. Please look at the screen, please. Okay, when you get it, put it on your desktop. If you download it, it will not take you 2 minutes. This one will download in your system if you have. Please let us be fast. If you have downloaded it, please raise up your hand so that we can know. You have downloaded it already. Okay, now go to that. Please get Voyant. Put it on your desktop. Copy it and put it on your desktop. Please, I say look at the screen. See, click on this Hamlet.txt. It will go into your desktop. Do we have it already? You have downloaded it? Is downloading? Okay. It's done. You have it there? Yes. Okay. Some people have already downloaded it. Now go to your Voyant. Voyant tool now. Just go to Google. Google just Voyant tools. It will show you the website. You click on the website. In the different. If you have desktop version of Voyant, no problem. You don't need to go to the internet version. Just Google Voyant tools. You get the. Okay, somebody has this already. Now it will. This desktop version. Excuse me. What's all about the noise, please? You don't do this in fast. If you don't understand something, ask. Please, I just need 5 people. If you have it on your system, we'll just go with it. How many people have the Hamlet on their system? Okay. Okay. Give them the server version, please. Okay. We have our Voyant already, right? Now you click upload. You are not following? Click on upload that. When you download it, I say download the text version into your system. When, listen to me, please. Attention. Hello. Please, one house, please. Listen to me now, please. When you download hamlet.txt, put it on your system. When you put it on your system, now I say Google Voyant tool. You see the address, web address. You click on it. It will carry you to the website version. If you have it on your system, click on the server, Voyant server. It will open automatically for you. Then you click upload. Wait. If it is text, listen to me. When you have you downloaded it? If you have downloaded it, go to your own download and carry it to desktop. Okay. Now you click upload. When you click upload, see what happened. Please help us with that. Now, this is Hamlet, right? Click on Hamlet, then open. It's very easy. That just wait for it to upload, please. Okay. Do you see what is there? Okay. Please listen to me. We have the version that doesn't need internet. And they have given you now. I saw yesterday. Listen to me. Felix gave us, or gave some people, the server version. You don't need internet. Huh? Yes, it will work with Java. Please. Hello. Listen to me, please. Now let us regroup. How many people have attention, please? Attention, please. How many people have Voyant server offline on their system? If you have it, please let the people that have it on their system create group, please. Meet this sister, please. Go to her group so that we can see the sample, so that we can do our exercise, please. Meet people that have them on their system, or people that have internet. Meet people that have internet on their system connected. This thing is not difficult that we're making it so difficult, please. Please let us have one house.
How many of us are familiar already?
Frank, help me. Guide other people. Okay. So, go and help others, please. Help others, please. If you know about Voyant, help others that don't know, please. So that we can finish this exercise. If network is a problem, meet somebody that has offline version. Yes. If you have any text on your computer, .txt, no problem. You can use it. Okay. Please. No. It will not give you good reading. It will not give you good reading. Yes. Yes. Unless you convert it to TST. Yes. Please, have you uploaded the version, the Hamlet on your Voyant? Yes. Copy and paste from your download into your desktop. Then, yes, upload. Yes, doesn't matter. You have your Voyant already? Now, click upload. You have uploaded. Fine. Now, I will tell us what to do. How many people have uploaded into Voyant 2? Is it because? Okay, now listen to me. Next instruction. Next instruction. If you have, group yourself, please. Find people that have Voyant and that they have uploaded Hamlet into their Voyant 2. Group yourself because we are going to do presentation right now. Please, you this group, madam, you have uploaded, meet this group. Whether you have uploaded or you have not uploaded, meet this group, please. Please, how many people you have it uploaded here already? Do you have Hamlet uploaded into the Voyant? Please, hey, please, brother, you in this group, just meet together. We'll just give you 5 minutes. You tell us how you will analyze this text. I'm in French literature, so I've not read Hamlet. I want to hear what you understand via the tool. Excuse me. How many people have this group 1? Listen to me, please. You are in group 1. You. These 2 seats, group 1. Group 2. Listen to me. Group 2. You have to find the keyword in context. And how are they interrelated in the text? That's what I want you to discuss for us. Excuse me. Excuse me. You just listen to me. Mike, change this seat because this is group 2. I want to share us into groups so that we will do the practical, please. See another group here. I need 6 people. 6 people. Yeah, already 6 here. Okay, no problem. 6 person here. Yes. Excuse me. In this group, are there? Please, Bro Felix, let me share this thing first so that we can. Okay. 6. Hello, Bro Felix. Yeah. How many people are you here? No, 6. Madam, join this group. Okay. Group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. Sir?
When you are presenting, he will also present what he has found using Voyant 2.
Okay.
On COVID-19 report.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's using COVID-19 text.
Text. Okay.
On Voyant 2. So we'll be able to.
Okay.
Are you working with how many people?
How many people are you working with?
Yeah, the only one working.
No. We need 6 people here. Excuse me. You people, join this man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please, you in this group, group 4. You are group 4. Now, please, in your group, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, group 5. You are group 6. Okay. Now listen to the instruction. Please. Now listen to the instruction. I've divided us into group. Hey, this group will be group 7. Yeah. Yes. Even their orgas, no problem. Please, forget about that, please. We want to also learn from the expertise. You are in group 2. Now listen to me. Hello. Attention, please. Hello. Where is my phone? Phone. Please. You have only 5 minutes. Listen to me. Hello. 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you tell us what you have studied just within that 5 minutes. What are the new knowledge you got from the text? By please, by 11:48, every group should cease work. Then we will start presentation, please. Yes. Why people not working in group? What group are you? See, this man has already text that you people should ask him. He has already a text that he wants to analyze. Okay. Correlation. If you have just look for character that's popular and allow. Yes. What's that knowledge that you have discovered in that text? That's what you share with them for you to do your presentation.
What are we supposed to do?
Remain 1 minute, please. It remains 1 minute. Okay. Please, listen. in your analysis, you know, when you upload this text, because it's a literary text, now, part of the creativity you have to do, you have to say, okay, I want to apply this analysis, psychoanalysis, analytic analysis. Now, to try to study, are this character happy in this text? Then you look for a word, for emotion of happiness that's related with what? Psychology. You analyze your text. If you are taking as a character that is predominant, now you have to ask yourself, why is this character dominant? Is this story all about this character? Are they saying good report about this character in the text? That's how you approach the text. You can apply traditional what? Literary theories in order to back up your finding. These are the creativity part aside of the text. Now, there are some people, group 1, I'm expecting you to, group 2, I give you, say check the word in context, keywords in context. How are they interrelated? That's what I told you. Now, group 1, listen to me. I would like you to present what you have discovered in Hamlet, please. Who is your presenter, please? Please, Father. Dr. Joseph, tell us what you have discovered in the text, please.
Hello. Okay. I am Emeka from Veritas University, Abuja. From the textual analysis of Hamlet, we downloaded online and the Wikipedia version, and actually there are so many things to be cleaned there because it added a lot of things that are not. So actually the word counts of the word in the Hamlet actually can't be accurate because there are so many other things coming in there. So there should be a cleanup of the text. Then from the word cloud, we can see some words that are so apparent: king, ham, lord, queen, come, and so many other words. But these are just the major ones: the king, queen, lord. Now coming down to frequent words, most frequent words in the corpus, we also have those apparent words there: ham, appearing 359 times, Lord appearing 225 times, King appearing 201, then Queen appearing 120, and then Sha 114. So when we have the words like Lord, King, Queen, you cannot think about the leadership, the queenship, the kingship, and such kind of kingdom, or kind of a novel that tells you about relationship between leadership or monarchy on the rights. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, you see the kind of the caliber of the characters that... Wait. Please. Please. Excuse. Okay, listen to me, please. You see the caliber of the characters in... Okay, please. Listen to me now. Okay. You see the quality of the characters, which means, what we mean, the character we talk about, the personage that is inside the Hamlet, which means it's aristocratic class. It means that the text is laying emphasis on the what? On the aristocratic class. That's how your analysis should come. Because even you have not read the work as close reading, the distant reading has already told you, has already given you information that Hamlet prioritized the aristocratic class. So the text is all about what happened in the what? In the monarchy system of government. Thank you very much. Please, can we clap for them? Group number 2. Who is your presenter? Group number 2. First.
Okay, my name is Bumi Okonoda. So For us here, you said we should look at the keywords in context and how they are interrelated. So the keywords that helps us understand the surrounding circumstances at a view, that's distance reading of this text, are king, queen, lord. And once you see that, for us, it gives us the impression that it's something that has to do with royalty. And then we see words like tease, hat, off, which shows us that it's Shakespearean English, Old British English. So you begin to decide whether you want to read that sort of text or not. And there are other things like love, good. So you see themes like love. Love was mentioned like 68 times there. So we expect that there are scenes of love in the novel. My name is Bumi Okonoda, National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kurujos. What else do you want me to say?
Okay, we also, my name is Eliette Ngochom from University of Yaoundé 1, Cameroon. We also observe that there are opposite sentiment, because we can say that sad is contrary to good. We have also bad, deaf, which is opposite to love and things like that. Bad, deaf, opposite to heaven. And also we can observe that all those Old English may belong to Elizabethan period. And we can also observe that the title of character like Sir can show of a certain organization or a certain social organization. King too. Yes. That's it.
Can we clap for group 2? You see, she mentioned Elizabethan period. And in those period of literature, what are they preoccupied with? By, you see, we have something like what? Love. In the palace or courtisan. Where do we go? Courtisan, non? Eh oui, dans la cour du roi, il y a ce qu'on appelle l'amour. L'écriture de l'amour. Oui, ça c'est ce qu'on trouve dans le Moyen-Âge, n'est-ce pas? Dans le Moyen-Âge. Okay. Now we are done with you. You want to say something again?
I just wanted to say that it's the Elizabethan period, and it's a period where there's a lot of emphasis on the great chain of being, where we have God, the angels, kings, man, and beast, or other things. Meaning that if there is disrespect, or if there is something that goes wrong in terms of respect of hierarchy, there is bound to be chaos. That is why Hamlet is tragedy. It's tragedy because there is conflict between good and evil. Thank you.
Sorry, to quickly add, it's a group work. Please, just a sentence. To buttress what he has said, is a conflict. Now, is a conflict, because it has to do with a work I did, between authority and love. If you want to be a very good leader, it's assumed that you don't really have to be a loving person. You see that if you look at Shakespeare's work, Hamlet, Macbeth, they came to tragedy because they tried to show love. And there's a barrier between love and authority.
Thank you very much. Group number 3. Please, what you discover in the text, please.
Okay, sorry, we took a different text because we already uploaded the text before you mentioned Hamlet. So what we did was that we looked at the words of Jesus Christ in red, the exact words he used. So the purpose was to see what is the preoccupation of his mission here on earth, which can be gotten from what he said the most. All right, so we are not able to pick all the gospel, just pick the book of Matthew to see what is the major aim of his message. All right, and from the word cloud, the most frequently used word there is ye, which collocates with John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave. So he came for the people. So he's a man of the people, all right? Ye, Y-E, ye, all right? And looking at the context there too, which we can start explaining here, we have the context there, where we see how ye was used in different contexts. And in the Thamesbury, we also say, in the Thamesbury, we also saw the words that are related to that same ye when they were used. So the second word used is shall, ye, shall. So which can be interpreted as a commitment. All right, so there is a commitment that the people he came for have to make. All right, which then you have the fourth term, Father. The commitment has to be to the Father and not just to ourselves. And so let me allow Doc to just say a little.
Yeah, for us in this. Okay, my name is Oluwabumi Oyebode from Obafemi Awolowo University. Okay, from this text that we have put, we have subjected to buoyant tools. Using discourse perspective, this is quite, helpful for us to come up with an objective scientific analysis of text in terms of the thematic preoccupation of the Lord Jesus Christ on earth. Looking at the frequency, the most frequent words, we have ye, from the word cloud, ye is grounded. So we have it 204 times, followed by shall 114 times, unto. So there is a tally between shall and unto. Then we have the Father, which is 109, and the Word. So if you look at this, for us, we could see the focus, and we could make some, deductions that Jesus Christ came for the people in order to show them what exactly they need to do. Pointing them to the Father. And so that shall, using speech act, is commissive, what you have to do. So if I am an article working on this particular theme, if I put this interpretation in my analysis, in my article, my analysis will be more scientific, empirical, and that will make my work perfect. Thank you.
Which means buoyant tool can be used for what? Religious study. Are we together? So it can be used for what? For even religious studies. So people that are in religious studies can practice digital humanities. Thank you. Group number 4. Group number 4. Group number 4.
Yes, I'm Jonathan. We were questioning Jonathan Esuman from Ghana. Apia Minka, University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development. We were questioning the test because we find in the cloud words like king, lord, Hamlet, queen, good, sir, love, etc. Then the word good comes out comparatively to words like mother, love, and sir. It tells us that characters probably in the test will exhibit this behavior or character that is being good. Now, authority within the test, that is king and queens and the others, can be attributed to behaving this way. So the question is, how come the test ends on a tragic note? How come the test ends on a tragic note? Then you realize that there was a mishandling of certain things within the story. So we are finding out the cause of this tragic ending of the test, even though the test or the cloud has given us an indication that there are characters that will exhibit these good behaviors, etc. So this is the question that is leading us to investigate what caused the tragic ending of the test. Jonathan Esuman, University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development, Ghana.
Please, any person from the group, I want you to say something. I know you didn't do something. You didn't do group work. Okay. Group number 5. Please, can we clap for them just to encourage them small? They didn't please me. Okay. Group number 5. This number 5. You are still battling. You are in battlefield. Okay. Yes. So you will have not worked together. This is number 5. Number 6 is down. Number 5. This is number 6. Group number 5. Nothing. Group number 6. Nothing. Group number 7. Excuse me. Group number 7. So 6 said that they want to say something.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I am Maxime Magnifi from the University of Yaoundé 1. Okay. I will just say that I'm just discovering the tool, the Voyant tool, and also the English literature. But just I will just say something because I'm a French speaker. But just what I'm seeing here is that we have a tool which can help us to know about the occurrences of words in discourse analysis, for example. And here I see some words like Lord, Ham, Queen, Shall, and King. And I can by these words, I can know that there is important words in the text that I can see through that tool, which is Voyant tools. I can also see the importance of this word through this. How can I explain it? En français, bon, je vais parler des diagrammes. Je peux avoir un certain nombre de... je peux facilement avoir les occurrences de certains mots et ça me permet de faire une analyse discursive. Donc je disais tantôt, je découvre le Voyant tool en même temps que la littérature anglaise et voilà à peu près ce que je peux avoir comme idée. Thank you very much.
Okay, please, can we clap for him, please? So that I will, before we translate. Okay, he's discovering Voyant as a tool for discourse analysis. And then he has seen the occurrence of many words, which is telling him that the two can be used for discourse analysis. So, Maxime from Yaoundé 1, Cameroon. Okay. Group 6. They say they're still battling. Don't worry. You will finish your battle. Okay. Group number 7. No. Wait. Listen to me. What are you trying to say? Okay, you are group what? Group 5. Now you are ready. Okay. Okay. Group number 7.
One little thing, anyway. Yeah, I'm Simeon Ajiboye from Bowen University. Just one striking feature that we saw in the Hamlet that we uploaded here. By the time we look at it, we saw the prominency of Arm with 358, Lord with 225, King 196, Queen 120, Shah 114. Some other groups, they've spoken about the prominency of Elizabethan period, and for the fact that the book is not only about the Elizabethan period, but the thematization of the class of the noble. That's aristocracy that we talk there. And in order to prioritize, we have the word like Lord, King, Queen, putting all of them together. We know exactly where that particular text is coming from and the thematic preoccupation of that particular text. Aside that, we are much more interested, we are more interested with the word Shah. And we want to take a kind of pragmatic approach to look at it, to look at what is the modality of the modal verb Shah, as we have it in 140 there. But we look at it and we look at the collocation that we have with it. We discover that it goes with verb, with the exception of some of them going with preposition. And that's actually a point of pragmatic consideration for us to look at it. And this actually will further help us to look at it. What is the modality that we have there? Then looking at it as we have, we look at what is the pragmatic function of the word Shah. But in order for us to look at it, we have to look at another theory that we help exhuming the meaning of Shah. Because this looks like a monologic text. In order for us to look pragmatical theory, we need another theory that we call voice clash by Jacob May, or we can use back to 1979 addressivity, which we capture assume audience. So this will now help us. Here we cannot fully establish without situating it in context. And the context we are going to situate it in will not only be the context, but it must be encyclopedic context. And this will now help us. So the voyant here will only help us to look at the monology, the monological nature, but to now further establish where we are going to have categorization and operationalization of terms before we now go really into it. So we need other sister theory in pragmatics for us to look at it. Not only that they are committed to the intention, but we need to know the categorization of several intentions in the text, which Foyan will not do for us at this point. But he has been able to aid our research to go further into it. So at this point, we will stop there for us to go. Thank you.
Please, we are not going to clap for only one group. For all the groups that have presented, please clap for them. Clap for them, please. No, we don't. We just leave it like that. President, I thought I'm on pulpit. Okay, please. Listen to me, please. Are we together, please? Tayo, and your group. Okay, we have another presentation. We have another presentation from a different text. And this presentation is going to be taken by Napoleon from Ghana. Please come and explain to us what you discovered in your COVID-19 text. Please, if Brother Felix, is around, he will help us connect his own laptop to the so that we can have the text on the slide. Okay, please come here, please, Napoleon. Let me help you connect to the screen so that we can see what you are going to talk about. Okay. Your link is off. So you are not going to present again. We want to see the text. Okay, when it comes. Okay, let us go to our online question. He said, okay, Titi Lola, Baba Lola, Aye Gusi is saying that we could also consider gender relations and Hamlet for groups looking for ideas. So, okay, he has also given us a key. Are we together? Now let me tell us something about how we go about these digital tools. Please, you don't pick text like that and quickly throw it into Voyant 2. There is what we call data cleaning or data cleansing. Because when you convert a book or when you download a book as a text, try to look at whether there are some errors in spellings. Then you delete them out of the text. If there are numbers that you know when you are generating it, the XML sometimes used to read error when you put it sometimes on Notepad. Because of what? The SCII, that is standard code, standard code something international. So if it is not the same with the text, it will read error. So you check your text and remove those texts that are not helpful for you, for your analysis. Then, prepositions sometimes are not considered as keywords. So you have to remove them from the text sometimes. If your study is not on preposition, because they are not important words. Are we together? Now, secondly, after you have cleaned your data, you are sure that the result that you get will be very important. Then before you upload it to Voyant 2, then your analysis will be important. Will run without error. Because the first thing that during conversion, what will happen to you, what will happen to your text is that the data is dirty. That's how they put it. Do you understand? Then before we do our analysis. Now, our brother from Ghana has little connection problem. So we may permit people that want to ask questions to ask their questions for clarification. Okay. Please, you tell us your name, your country, and your institution.
I'm Ogungbemi Olarotimi Daniel from Nigeria. Adekunle Ajash University. Now my question has to do with what Dr. Walia just said. Oh, you're not a doctor. You were called a doctor yesterday, so I'm sorry. Yeah. So you said when we have our test, before we upload on Voyant, that we have to ensure it is clean. Now, how do we go about cleaning the test? Is it manually? Or do we have software to clean those tests? The other question I would like to ask again has to do with what you said with regard to preposition. Does it apply to just a preposition? Or do we say if we have content words and grammatical words? Okay, grammatical words, not just preposition. Thank you.
Okay. To clean the data. Sometimes I want to avoid the programming aspect, because when you talk programming now, instantly people will not be interested. That is why I will tell us the manual aspect. Carry that text, put it into your notepad. When you put the text into the notepad, though it will take you time because you are not using computer. You are not using like programming to do that. So what you do is that you click Control F. Are we together? When you click Control F on that your notepad, then you will see something replace all or delete all. Are we together? Now, because you want to delete, replace by. Now you query the notepad by saying search to as a preposition, right? Then you will replace it with empty space. Are we together? By not writing anything. Then you say you click on replace by. Don't put anything. Say put. Then you click all. Replace all. So can we have something on the screen, please? Let us do practical, please. If we can do practical. I don't know if you are understanding me. Do you understand me? So now it will delete every two that is inside that text. Are we together? Okay. Do you understand that? Then your second question, please. Okay, I understood. It's not only preposition. Even some verbs that are very tiny, small verbs. Yes, grammatical particles. Are we together? There are also called adverbial particles. Adverbial particles too can be deleted. If your analysis is not on grammatical aspect. Are we together? Okay, next question.
Please, I'm David Kusi, University of Yaoundé 1. We have had a presentation here on Voyant. We would like maybe someone who is still an expert on this to show us how to clean a text. Because during the presentation, I think, what's that her name? Is Queen Dabrowski told us that we could go to stop word list and add word to exclude in Voyant. So let us be checking. If we see the stop word list, add in the stop word list what we don't want to see and click OK, and that will not appear. And now we will clean, we'll have our text cleaned, and we will do the analysis. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we clap for him, please? Okay. Okay. Check. Stop word list. Check.
Why is this our brother?
There's no function.
Felix, come please.
There is. Yesterday it was there. Okay, wait. Okay, yes. Stop word list. Check for me. Word 3. Is it word 3? It's word 3.
Where it is, okay.
Friend topic.
I'll take that one. I'll just continue. Let's keep researching.
Just
Go on with
check this. Let's see. Okay. Click here. I think I will get it here. Wait. See it here. Okay. Stop word now. What is it?
Okay, please. I need somebody to project that voyant tool for me. At the top corner, by your left, top corner left, you will see a button. After window button, there is 3 buttons there at the top. Look at the voyant. Let me show you.
At the top here, there is this one. Yes.
This like switch and on. See that there is that one button as you switch something and it. After window icon. There is a on the menu bar there. On the menu bar you will see there is 3 icon there. There is question mark last. Then second to the last, you will see one round button. You click on it. Oh, can someone project this thing for us? Yeah. Thank you very much for reminding us. Let me show some people, please. Who has already uploaded? Okay. Okay. So, we can also use the voyant itself to clean our text by going up to the who has the I want something to be projected so that everybody will see. At the top, like by your left, at the top, you will see there are 3 buttons. Window button, as if it's Microsoft Window symbol. Then you will see round button, as if you are switching off and on. That's the one that you click. Then you will see there is a button like this at the top when you uploaded your text. This is the button you will click. Yes. Now you enter your text, what you don't want to see in your text, and you click OK. It will help you to suppress them. Not that it did it, I think. It will just suppress them, that it will tell the software not to read it. That is part of the cleansing or data cleaning. Listen, let something come up here, then I will show you. Please, during your analysis too, you can do literary comparative studies. By using text outside your own main text. Okay. Okay. Now, go up here. When you click here, the other button will come up. When you click here. Here. When you click here. Here. This question, before this question mark. When you click, you'll see 3. Yeah, click here. So everybody look at this is the button. Click again, please. After window, there is this one, the third one. Yes. The third one, yes. Click it. See, stop words. auto-detect. If you don't want to just put, if you don't want to, are we together? Can we see now? Auto-detect stop words. Stop words are prepositions and the adverbial particles. So when you click auto-detect, it will detect by itself and suppress them or delete them out of your text. So that's how we do data cleaning. But you can still do manual now by entering, excuse me, by entering a text here. By entering a text here, then you click what? Edit. Stop words. Then type in maybe 2 or number 1 so that they will see this. Go, right? Then you click confirm. So it will reload. After that, you will see that you will look for go. You will not see it again in the text. Are we together? So that's how to do data cleaning. This is what we call in text analysis, we call this one pre-processing. So you have to do that pre-processing before your analysis so that your data will not run with error. Okay, please, Napoleon, are you ready to do your presentation? You are ready? Okay, please come up, please, so that we'll come for the question, please, after his presentation. Okay, you want to?
Just from because I see that some of us here are French speaking this. I don't know whether they have seen the language option interface. All right. So once you go in for the first time, you see the language option interface. Maybe if we go back, so they can choose French, or so everything they are doing is just on the language they are working. So they don't need to speak English or whatever. So once they
okay. Thank you. Voyant is about to convert even African languages. Upload African this, and they are working on Hausa, Yoruba, and the other languages. So very soon, yes, some of the African languages, maybe Swahili, will be there. So please, can somebody help us connect this man so that we can get his slide on the? Go there, please. So,
okay. Thank you. I'm not into literature, linguistics. So I decided to look at, in fact, collocate. So I used Voyant to look at collocatives in the speeches. When COVID came, our president, my name is Napoleon Yeboah, University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development, Ghana. So almost every week, the president was giving updates on how Ghanaians should be careful about the COVID. And so almost every week, he was doing that. So what I've done is to look at the updates the president gave and the things that he expected Ghanaians to do. The first, what I'm dealing with now is the update number 2. That was I think about 2 weeks after the COVID case was recorded in Ghana. And looking at collocates, I then realized that the president was so much interested in the use of hygiene. So in almost all the speeches that he gave, or almost all the updates that he gave, he tried encouraging Ghanaians to be hygienic. So when you look at the updates that he gave, and looking at the collocates, you realize that he used hygiene to prevent the spread, hygiene, to avoid, to go by hygienic procedures. We should try to be very hygienic in terms of our social environment. So you realize that in the data of only update number 2, he used hygiene 6 times in the speech, but they were collocates of spread, sports, social, providing, and procedures. So if you look at the speech, he will then, I just want to give one example. So for example, he says that all public gatherings, including conferences, workshops, funerals, festivals, political rallies, sporting events, and religious activities must adhere to hygienic environments to avoid the spread. So you realize that it really collocated with these words because he was interested in preventing the spread of the virus in the first week when Ghana recorded their first case. So with that, you just look at why he said that. Of course, this is just to give us the graph of it. But when you look at evaluative language and why he decided to use these words, you realize that he was so much endearing to Ghanaians. And so he started using, in every speech, he used fellow Ghanaians, so that Ghanaians will be part of whatever it is that he wants them to do. And so this is just speech one of the speeches, update number 2. When I uploaded all the speeches, about 16 of them, I realized that hygiene collocated with a huge number of verbs which were active verbs. And the idea then was, why should he be interested in the use of hygiene as against active verbs? So that Ghanaians will better appreciate the gravity of in a country and take appropriate steps. That is just one aspect of it that I decided to look at. And I must say that the Voyant has given a very graphical presentation of just one speech. And so when you should put in a huge data into it, it will just pick out whichever item that you want to look at. And just as Dr. Aja said, we shouldn't just forget about one. So the Voyant is just the tool to lead you into your theory so that you don't forget about the theory that you are interested in your area. So that for me, apart from the graphical presentation, I'm then interested in evaluative language by using the appraiser theory and all that. Okay, thank you.
Please, can we? He's done. Okay, that.
Thank you. This is academic work, it's not modeling. Modeling, they don't ask questions, you just work. Nobody asks you questions. But academic work, you must ask questions. You see, I have told us to leave the minimalist. That's what they call it. Minimalist conception of academics.
even though you are handling language or collocation, as he has said, that is collocate, relationship between noun verb, verb noun, whichever different types of collocation you want to talk about. What are the functions of collocation? Why it is very important is so that you don't see digital humanities scholarship, digital humanities scholarship as simplistic. Because if you are reducing it to very simplistic, you are having a myopic idea about scholarship. That is why I'm saying no. It's not just that he has come to it is very good by telling us that his president was bringing out speeches as, in short, some of the Nigerians here were intimidated because our own president does not talk. Huh? Listen. Let me tell you, I overheard them. Once you mentioned that, all of them said like this, they say, ah. But now to protect Nigerian image, they are threatening, don't worry. Okay. Yes, body language. So, do you have questions? So that he will understand it very good. So that you understand the technicality of what he did. The predictability, when you are using collocation, all this predictability. But the predictability must be anchored on strong linguistic theorizing. So it's not, you see me coming to stress this. So that some of you are doing postgraduate work. You don't just go and stand at it. Yes, some professors that are analog, once you write, they will say very good, very good. Very, very, very good. But people that actually know what it means to do in-depth analysis will question whatever you have done. That's why I don't want us to take a minimalist approach to interpretation of ideas. That's why I say ask him questions. Yes, how many? 1, 2. Any other one? 3. Okay.
Thanks, bro. I'm Emeka from Veritas. I don't know how many of the speeches you recorded. And then, did you compare these speeches? Maybe the very first one, and maybe after a while, the same use of hygiene or the way he expressed himself. Are there some differences you noticed, probably, considering the way the virus was going in the country? Can you relate those speeches and at each point in time with the nature of the virus at each point in time he comes out to speak?
Did you get him? You see the very question, because the corpus, or the corpora, the number of speeches you could have done, if you are using manual, you will do 1, 2. But now, you have opportunity to do 10. And if you are going to do 10, it means you must compare them. You now see. And in comparing them, that's why I said we should have questions. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, thank you for that. So what I did, the first presentation I did was on the just one speech. Yeah, just one speech. But I've added 11 other speech updates. And so it has increased to 27,420 total number of words. And this was done in just 6 seconds. So we can just see 6 seconds. So, and out of that, we have 3,591 unique words. So out of these unique words, I had hygiene come out. And so that's how come I had all those things. Now, going forward, I would then want to look at why, for example, by doing the comparison, why you have the president talk about, mention hygiene about 7 times in update number 2, but will stress hygiene about 70 times in update number 8. Now, that is because the number of cases were increasing along the line. you get. So I didn't really do that kind of comparison, and thank you for that.
You understand now? You say you wanted to say something.
I just want to add that since somebody mentioned about comparison of data, I think in all the Voyant trainings or lessons that we have received, there's something that seems to be missing. I don't know, maybe whether I wasn't concentrating. If you want to do multiple data, like you want to have 3 different files, or 5 files, 10 files, you don't have to put everything together in a folder, in a text, in a TXT file. You can have them separated. Okay, and then when you want to load them in, then you have to select them wherever you have put them. Then it's going to identify each file for itself. Okay, so that you can then, your analysis can then be more robust, in the sense that you can then take them one by one and do your comparison. You know, even your bar, if you want to use the chart, it will take them based on those different files and show you the comparison of words from file to file. So that is very important, and I think we need to be aware of that. Thank you.
I hope you understood what he said. That means if you have about how many, depending on the volume of data, if you have the mind to compare them, that's what he's trying to say. Comparative.
Please, how do we convert text to TXT text? PDF, Word?
They didn't tell you. Okay.
Please, listen to me. If you want to convert the text, that is whether doc, whether PDF, whether .epub, EPUB, and you want to convert it into text, you can use what we call Caliber. There is one popular software that people are using for readings. It's called Caliber, CALIBRE. It's popular software. It's free, so it can convert to any kind of extension of file, so that you get your text. If you want to convert it to text, you do that. You can just type Caliber into your Google. You will get it. You can bar chart. You export it as picture. Yes,
you should understand these terminologies. When you are talking about images, you export or you import. You understand? Because there's no way you're going to convert an image into text, because it's an image. But PDF, text file, or HTML, any of them, they are part of a textual data. So you can convert backward, forward. It depends on what you want them to be. No. It is not. No, it is that one. It's not your. Because actually, when you are doing that, that is what maybe you were not told. If you are handling, it depends on the type of a corpus you are talking about. If you are handling a text that contains images, you should understand that Variant or Antcom are going to actually handle the text. You understand? So if the images, there are other softwares, if you want to discuss images, you have been told. But these things are very simple. Well, how are they simple? With Google, you will just query, like, how do I convert? Just write, convert PDF to text file. It will show you. If you even want to die, can show you how. No, what I mean is that you can find everything in Google. If you just say, how do I die? It will give you options. Don't die you. Yes? Okay.
Yes. I am Jean-Paul Linjoko of Yaoundé 1. My problem is concerning verbs and adjectives. While doing your presentation, you have said that the verbs of the president were active verbs. And when we see the adjective was just going in the contrary of verbs. And it was a rhetoric process for the president to see the closeness with those to whom he was addressing giving his address. So my problem now is, in what way in your program have you collected your verbs in order to notice that you have 70 verbs, active verbs? And in another part, how have you collected your adjective in order to make your comparison between verbs and adjective through your software or the program that you have used?
Yes. Did you get a question? Okay.
So immediately you asked the question, I started smiling in my head because coming into this summer school, in fact, I'm a beginner. And at the back, we were just trying to explore what goes into it. But to your question, my concern really was not on the adjectives. It was on the verbs used. And so that's why I decided to concentrate on that. I don't know how the Voyant will explore the use of trying to categorize adjectives and verbs and all that. I'm just learning. So so there's someone here to help us do that.
I think we need to get something straight, just to buttress what Dr. Ajah said the other time. Voyant will only give us a kind of, will open us up. It will not help us to do our analysis. It will not. So if you are looking for this, you will not look at it. Number one, the first thing I would like us to know is that we need to be familiar with the text. You know, we are talking about distant reading and close reading. Please, we need to be very familiar. We shouldn't pick any kind of text that we are not familiar with, and we'll put it on Voyant, and you think it's going to do magic. Number one, you will not know how to do weeding, what to weed out, and what will be necessary. Do you get me, Intasa? So one thing I would like to look at is very good at, because you have tried your work on this particular thing. You need to go back again and check again. What do you really want to consider? What is the topic you really want to work with? How will these DH analytical tools work with it before you talk about collocation? Because the question will be like what I asked you: what will be the function of all this collocation thereafter? And what will be the social relevance of your research? So all these things you need to put everything in. Then we now know that will now channel a formidable direction for what you really want to do. But DH will launch us into using our native and what we call our own hands-on knowledge to analyze the data. And another thing, you will need a linguistic theory to back it up.
To be able to understand the skills in applying a discourse analysis. And then if also, like he rightly said, he mentioned the theory, his reading or his work will be based on. We are all learning, you understand. But when you are talking about collocation, when you read them, you don't say that you only choose now and this. Because otherwise, you are reading will be myopic. So very biased. The reason is because some of the things you are looking for could be in the complement, adjective, and noun. So if you now say you are looking at noun and verb, then it is possible you miss it. Actually, that nouns, if you look at them, some people that are writers, emotions are not actually found in nouns. Emotions are found in adjectives. So people that understand writing We know that if I want to say a man came here, that's good. But a violent looking man, then some people will have to leave. An ugly, so that is some of the things. Thank you so much. A round of applause for. We want to draw the curtain to our technical crew. They have signaled me that, yes, doctor,